Trisha and Todd, part of Tupac's legend is that he'd been shot 5 times and survived before that fateful night here in Las Vegas in 1996. And because of that, Tupac's legacy has always been linked to Vegas. But a local filmmaker says Tupac shouldn't be connected to Vegas because he died here, but because this is where he made his great escape.
Tupac didn't die in September 1996. It's too many coincidences. Ballad of a Dead Soldier tell you exactly what happened in Vegas. Switch, now the tricks cross, tossed up and never to be heard of. A single witness screaming bloody. How the he know that it was one single witness screaming bloody?
I don't believe nobody just that good of a shot. Tupac got to still be alive.
So real. I made a metamorphosis. I'm a new person today. Because I used to strongly and honestly, I feel like I could represent my generation so much because I honestly did not care whether I lived or died.
They said it was over. That night in Las Vegas was the end of Tupac Shakur, the final verse of a life lived loud and fast. But what if the tale told by the headlines was a crafted lie? What if Tupac, the man who never backed down, turned the ultimate performance into a deception so masterful, it still haunts the hip-hop world today? For 27 years, we've mourned a legend. But what if we should have been celebrating the greatest escape artist in music history? What if that September night wasn't about bullets and blood, but about smoke and mirrors, body doubles, and a disappearance so perfect that even his enemies believed they'd won? Tonight, we don't just question the official story, we demolish it through insider testimony, witness accounts, and Tupac's own cryptic words. We'll reveal why Gene Deal, Diddy's former head of security, believes the impossible, that Tupac Shakur saw the trap coming, flipped the script, and vanished into legend. This isn't just another conspiracy theory. This is the untold story of how the greatest rapper alive became the greatest ghost in hip-hop history.
They know the prodigal son has returned. I'm alive. The ghost is walking around. You know what I mean? And I'm alive talking. It was never a beef. It's only a difference in opinion.
That chilling declaration you just heard, "I'm alive and talking," wasn't recorded before the shooting. According to insiders, it surfaced afterward, raising the most terrifying question in hip-hop history. What if Tupac never died at all? But let's start with the basics. You don't just survive what Tupac survived without preparation. You don't escape the most powerful forces in the music industry through luck. You do it through strategy, intelligence, and an understanding that sometimes the only way to live is to die.
You know what I'm saying? It's that situation when we are living in a war zone. It's not as easy as these people are making us think, that they just got some criminal ass black kids with guns. It is not like that. We live in hell. We live in the gutter. We got us stacked up 80 deep in one building. You know, by the time you get out your house, you strapped to protect yourself. Because you living in the same community that the police is carrying rifles and riot gear. Same, they need them riot, excuse my language, I'm so sorry. The same reasons they need the riot hat, the riot jacket, the flak jacket, the double vest, the 9mm Glocks with extra bullets, the tear gas, the mace, all that. Who do you think the police is using that against? Dogs? So we fighting the same villains that they fight in the street. But instead of them seeing us fighting villains in the street, we all villains.
Is your generation the one that is picking up for where the Panthers left off, saying, all right, enough is enough? The generation before us forgot about the fight. We're picking it back up.
Not only forgot about the fight, forgot about us. Yes, and we're picking it back up. But at this level, all we're trying to do is unite. And right now, as a year, we got 1 million people that's listening. Now we can tell them something. Now we can try to get them that way, and we might lose some. We might gain some, but we would never even have that audience had we not said what was real. You know what I'm saying? And the main thing for us to remember is that the same crime element that white people are scared of, black people are scared of. The same crime element that white people fear, we fear. So we defend ourselves from the same crime element that they scared of. You know what I'm saying? While they waiting for legislation to pass and everything, we next door to the killer. We next door to him, you know, because we up in the projects where it's 80 in the building. All them killers that they letting out, they right there in that building. But it's better, just because we black, we get along with the killers or something? We get along with the black and we from the same hood? What is that? We need protection too.
Finally, I want to ask you about something that someone else asked you in the interview, and I thought the answer was interesting because I think it speaks to you and your generation a lot. Someone said, where do you see Tupac 10 years from now? You said, hey, I just want to be alive. That's real for you.
That's so real. I made a metamorphosis. I'm a new person today because I used to strongly and honestly, I feel like I could represent my generation so much because I honestly did not care whether I lived or died. But now, I cannot die.
Listen to those words again. Tupac understood he was living in a war zone. He knew that innocent people needed protection because they lived alongside illers. But here's what most people missed. Tupac wasn't just describing his environment, he was describing his strategy for survival within it. The man who spoke these words wasn't naive. He was calculating. He understood that in a world where authorities refused to protect him, he'd have to protect himself through methods they'd never see coming.
Straight to the point. After the shooting, what's next?
Most people would agree with official reports that after being shot, rap icon Tupac Shakur was taken to UMC where he died 6 days later. But local filmmaker Rick Boss has an alternate ending.
This movie is about Tupac actually escaping from the University Medical Center here in Vegas and relocating to New Mexico, getting protection from the Navajo tribe.
Boss says when the rapper arrived to Las Vegas for fight night, he was informed of a planned hit on him. Now that's when the escape plan came into fruition, from planting a double in Suge Knight's BMW to a strategic aerial exit.
When certain FBI agencies are looking for you, the first thing they're gonna do is block the airport so you can't travel out. So the best way to escape is through helicopter, private helicopter, to another state.
FBI agents can't go onto tribal land without the tribal council's permission. Boss says that's why Navajo land in New Mexico made for the perfect hideout. And while many may dismiss the premise as fiction, Boss says the information for the script came from people in Tupac's family and circle.
I mean, you can write a fiction, story, but this is not fiction. This is facts through certain people that I know.
Boss knows G-Money and Snoop Dogg, who collaborated with Tupac, and Boss's father knew Tupac's mom from their involvement in the Black Panther Party. Boss says ultimately he wants Tupac fans to see the movie and decide for themselves.
Rick Boss, who dedicated his life to investigating this mystery, reveals the devastating truth. Tupac knew the hit was planned. He didn't just suspect it. He had concrete intelligence about the conspiracy against him. And instead of running or hiding, he did something unprecedented. He turned his own alleged murk into his escape plan. The body double wasn't desperation. The hospital chaos wasn't panic. The conflicting reports weren't confusing. They were clever, sophisticated, coordinated, and masterfully executed deception designed to fool everyone, including his would-be goons. What we witnessed in Vegas wasn't Tupac's tragic end. It was his graduation from victim to vanishing act, from target to phantom. But this level of deception would require inside help, access to resources, and knowledge of the plot that only someone with extraordinary connections could possess. Which brings us to the most explosive testimony yet. The question isn't whether Tupac had the intelligence to orchestrate his own disappearance. His lyrics prove he did. The question is whether he had the network, the resources, and the advance warning necessary to pull it off. And according to people who were there that night, he had all three. But orchestrating your own fake death is only half the battle. The other half is making everyone, including your enemies, believe it worked. And that's where the most shocking testimonies emerge from the people who were supposed to be mourning him.
The story of how Pac faked his death is one wrapped in many truths that correspond with the official story, i.e. lie. Yes, he was in Vegas to watch the Tyson fight with Suge Knight, and yes, he was the target of a horrendous drive-by shooting following that fight, and yes, he was severely injured in that shooting and taken to the hospital where he was kept for several days. But after that failed attempt on Pac's life, Machiavelli knew the block was too hot for him to stick around, so he immediately set the wheels in motion on a long-standing escape plan that he'd had in his back pocket ever since he got famous. And according to his British bodyguard and my uncle, which is actually how I have the personal connection to Tupac and know so many details about this story. See the resemblance? That actually helped Tupac Shakur escape from the hospital during the 6 days that he'd been kept there after the shooting. And sure, I know what you're thinking, this story must be complete baloney. People are surely gonna know that Tupac is missing from his hospital bed. Yeah, you big dummy, he thought of that. Tupac was actually replaced with a body double, a Tupac lookalike who was actually planning of dying of natural causes that weekend anyway. And sure, I know what you're thinking, oh, it's impossible to find somebody that looks looks like Tupac. Well, they did it for the film, and they did it back then. And sure, Tupac's old crew, the Outlaws, claim to have smoked his remains in a spliff after his cremation, sparking the long-running trend of rappers these days saying that they put their ops in a spliff. But I can now confirm in this video once and for all, they were not smoking on Tupac Pac. They were just smoking on some dead guy who looked like Tupac Pac.
This testimony from the bodyguard's family member changes everything. Tupac wasn't just shot and left to die. He was severely injured but alive, and there was already an extraction plan in place. A helicopter, professional assistance, people who knew exactly what to do when the chaos began. This wasn't random good fortune. This was a coordinated military-style extraction that required advanced planning, resources, and people willing to risk everything to save him.
Down the street, when it happened, we didn't know if we heard gunshots or we didn't really know exactly what we heard. We heard a lot of screaming, a lot of cars screeching. We were just hanging out, taking photos at the time. We ran up the street as cops were running past us, and by the time we got here, they were already taking, which now I found out was Tupac, into the helicopter away. He had been shot.
Multiple witnesses, same escape method, independent confirmation that someone matching Tupac's description entered a helicopter that night. This transforms a theory into documented testimony from multiple sources who had nothing to gain by lying. The hospital chaos wasn't the main event, it was the distraction. While everyone focused on the ambulance in the emergency room, the real Tupac was already airborne, disappearing into the night. But even the best planned escapes require secrets to stay buried. And that's where things started falling apart. The problem with coordinating massive deceptions is that eventually, someone always talks. And in this case, it was the person closest to the operation who couldn't keep the story straight.
The first person to blow Tupac's cover was the sucker that nearly got him popped in the first place, Suge Let's Have a Little Chat Over on the Balcony night. Suge was actually pictured with Tupac over in Cuba 8 years after his death in 2004. And although obviously this was the first image that was captured where Suge was alongside a still alive Tupac, over the years Suge Knight has been outspoken about the fact that Tupac was still alive, including this famous incident where a drunken Suge Knight was confronted by TMZ outside of a nightclub, leading to him accidentally spilling the beans.
Even Tupac's inner circle admits it. Suge Knight was the first person to blow the cover. The man who was supposed to protect the secret became the one who accidentally revealed it.
When Pac died, if he really did, you know.
Suge Knight suggests that Tupac might still be alive. There's a new special coming out on Fox on Sunday called Who Shot Biggie and Tupac.
Oh, I know about this. This is Soledad O'Brien.
Yes, Soledad O'Brien and Ice-T are interviewing people who were around at the time, getting new information we've never heard about it.
This actually sounds super interesting.
Yeah, so Soledad and Ice-T did a phone interview with Suge Knight because he's in LA County Jail. And he says,
I mean, when I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I'm gonna tell you this, Pac, you never know.
Oh, there you go. Listen to Suge's exact words. When I left Pac in the hospital, he was doing great. You never know because I didn't see him breathe his last breath. This isn't grief talking. This is someone revealing that no death actually occurred under his watch. Innocent people don't speak this way about death. They don't leave room for ambiguity about whether someone actually died. Suge's words suggest he knew Tupac was alive when he left the hospital.
How you doing, Suge?
Hey.
Smoking your stove? I like that, man.
Everybody know one thing about me. I don't care any Hollywood, any on the streets, especially Hollywood rappers.
Yeah.
We can get our paperwork.
Yeah.
See what all we ever been arrested for. I guarantee you, there's never been nothing for me but straight real and violence.
Ain't no, you ain't snitching. No.
I ain't never in my life told. You know, I'm the mother. When people ask me if I know who killed Tupac, and not saying Tupac dead or alive, but I'm saying if they ask me if I know who killed Tupac, I'm the said, hey, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
I don't get down like that. One thing people gotta realize, it's mother born and raised out here.
Yeah.
You both respect the mother who live out here.
Yeah.
Because right now we got a lot of out-of-towners living out here, and they ain't saying nothing about it.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll have a 90 mother walk down the street and said, Suge Knight killed Tupac. When everybody know off the top, I ain't the killed Tupac, I'm the protected Tupac.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Puffy can give him a mother star, and every rat in the world said he didn't want to kill Tupac.
Yep.
Or had him shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you notice, it was a rat on television saying he didn't want to get the shooting, this happened, that happened, this happened, that happened, right?
Right.
If you think about it, right?
Right.
Why you think nobody been arrested if they said they didn't want to kill Tupac?
Because they're snitching to the police, so they ain't gonna get
Not
arrested.
just the snitching, be smart, son. Because Tupac not
I ain't
dead.
as smart as you should be.
Tupac not dead. If he was dead, they'd be arresting those dudes for murder. You know he's somewhere smoking a Cuban cigar on the island somewhere, you know what I mean?
And when TMZ cornered Suge outside a club, he revealed even more, directly hinting at Diddy's connection to the incident. The more pressure Suge faced, the more the truth leaked out. His inability to maintain the cover story proves the official narrative was manufactured. Suge Knight's multiple contradictory statements weren't confusion. They were a man struggling to maintain a lie too big to keep hidden consistently. Even family members couldn't stay quiet forever. When secrets of this explosive exist, they don't stay buried forever. Eventually, even family members reach a breaking point where truth becomes more important than protection.
So in January, you posted a couple Instagram things that sort of implied that Tupac was alive and in Malaysia.
Yeah.
And also I think you said some things maybe last year as well. And of course that, you know, I'm curious, what was that?
I already know, trust me, because when I said it, the whole world stopped moving. Like, everybody's like, what's going on? Like, I went and got 200,000 followers within 2 days. And I was like, wow, like, this is crazy. Germany's calling me. I don't even speak German, you know, so I don't even know what to do. Pretty much, the reason why I did it, it's a purpose for it, and you actually have to tune into the show to see why. Okay. It's a real good message why I did it. It's like, it makes the world reflect on ourselves. Like, wow, okay.
Do you believe he's alive and in Malaysia?
You just have to tune into the show for my answer.
Oh, come on.
I'm telling you, you just have to tune into the show for my answer. Like, I don't want to ruin it's an important message. Tupac's my godfather.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say. It's just that, just tune in and just support us.
Suge Knight's son delivers the most damning admission yet. Tupac was his godfather, and he was alive. Family members don't lie about god-parent relationships, especially not publicly. This wasn't a slip of the tongue. This was a deliberate revelation from someone who knew the truth.
Do you know how many people think that Suge set up Tupac to get killed? Do you know this is really a thing right now in 2018? I know you don't believe that.
Because I believe Tupac didn't die.
Really? You think Tupac's still alive? For real, for real?
Vlad believes everything he reads.
No, I don't believe everything I read, but I actually interview people around the situation.
Okay, that's cool. You interview people that seen the dead body, all that. That's cool. you must live with your truth.
Right.
But
So
I'm telling you.
You believe Tupac's alive right now?
I'm just saying that every politician did not die of the car crash, and some of them killed.
Okay, fair enough.
Some of them plane crashes were deliberate.
Okay.
So, spit in the hip hop, man, it is a possibility.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Even industry veterans, like Too Short, acknowledge that survival was possible. When someone with decades of street credibility admits the theory has merit, it stops being conspiracy and starts being investigation.
So as I compared the pictures from the MGM, even when Tupac was in New York, to the picture, Tupac's last picture, he did not look like Tupac to me at all. The mustache is off, the eyebrows is off, the face is off. And this is the reason why his coroner's report, the weight was off and the height was off.
He had gained 47 pounds in 4 months. That's really strange, is it?
Well. And this is why they had a quick cremation.
After Tupac died, the outlaw smoked his ashes. Is that true?
Yeah, it's definitely true. I ain't know if them was his ashes or whoever ashes. I wasn't there that night.
That guy that was in the hospital was a lookalike. Even Pac's own father said himself.
The last time I saw my son Tupac was in a hospital bed in Las Vegas, Nevada. I just gotten off the plane, and after I greeted everybody in the emergency room, and when I walked through the doors, I saw something that resembled my son. Really didn't look like my son the last time I saw him. I saw something that resembled my son. Really didn't look like my son the last time I saw him.
Right? But it did not look like his son at all. What I'm thinking is that after Tupac took off on Orlando Anderson, he got the there. And whoever got up in that car with Suge was somebody that resembled Tupac. Because I already proved to you guys that it wasn't Pac in the car. And at the same time, y'all want to know some bomb-shocking evidence to this that's going to prove it even more that Tupac is alive, right? One of my videos got flagged that I was using the footage from the crime scene, right? So guess what? An entertainment company owns all the footage from Las Vegas. An entertainment company owns all the footage that happened out there in Las Vegas. And I'm like, why am I getting a strike? And I know it's a million, not a strike, but they was like, oh, well, they gave me like a warning, like, but it was like, oh, you ain't in trouble, we ain't gonna strike you. But you know, when us YouTubers get those messages when y'all be using people's music sometimes, like, oh, we're not strike you down, don't worry, we're not in trouble. So that's basically what happened. So I went and looked up the company, and the company is out of UK, right? It's out the UK. What is a UK entertainment company doing filming all this shit? How did they become owners of all?
But the most systematic evidence comes from people who analyze the official story piece by piece. Wrong height, wrong weight, suspicious photo quality, and most tellingly, a UK entertainment company somehow owning all the videos related to the incident. This level of media control doesn't happen by accident. When international companies are controlling evidence of an American celebrity's death, you're not looking at tragedy. You're looking at a coordinated information management operation.
Because if somebody was dead, you wouldn't even be speaking. Or is Suge Knight one of them O.J. Simpson that's too stupid for his own good? Tupac, I think he alive. I think he alive, and he probably working at goddamn Costco's or some over in El Segundo. That money got to be gone. Yeah, I think he's definitely alive. I believe Suge. Suge gonna tell us where he at. Suge is gonna tell us, cause he keep on snitching about this shit. He gonna tell us where he at. I believe every thing Suge says for some reason, cause he ain't got no reason to say it. You know what I'm saying? The light ain't been on Suge in a long time.
Jack Thriller's insider knowledge becomes the final confirmation. Suge knows that Tupac is alive. This isn't speculation. This is someone with industry connections, stating that survival isn't theory. It's insider knowledge being carefully guarded by those who were there. The inconsistencies weren't investigative failures. They were evidence of a sophisticated deception operation designed to create plausible death while enabling secret survival. And now, nearly 3 decades later, the people who helped execute it are finally ready to tell the truth. The question isn't whether Tupac could have survived. The question is whether the people protecting his secret are finally ready to let him come home. Now we reach the explosive conclusion. The moment when decades-old secrets collide with present-day justice, and Gene Deal's prophetic warnings finally come to pass.
They know in their heart. That's why they in hell now. They can't sleep. That's why they telling all the reporters and all the people, why they doing this? Because they in hell. They can't make money, they can't go anywhere, they can't look at themselves, because they know the prodigal son has returned. I'm alive. The ghost is walking around. You know what I mean? And I'm alive talking. Study why I would be mad. Study why I would be mad when half of the major New York rappers, or they managers, or they agents, or they somebody was there when I got shot. And nobody couldn't give me no information. Just study that. That's all I ask for. If you're gonna act like you a gangster or a G or the king of New York, I'm gonna expect that. And when you don't come through, then I'm gonna crush your empire. And that's what it's time for. Why is it suddenly in when I do it? Why everybody else could have a war, have beef within the music, talk about differences, and it's okay, it's music, it's hip-hop, it's groundbreaking. When I do it, it's war.
This interview, allegedly released by Gene Deal after leaving Diddy's employment, contains the most chilling evidence yet. Tupac, acknowledging he was shot but survived. that he's back and talking. If authentic, this recording proves everything we've investigated tonight. The timing of this release, after Gene Deal left Diddy's organization, suggests it was insurance. Evidence held back until it was safe to reveal. This isn't coincidence, it's strategic intelligence finally being deployed.
That Diddy just might be called up on that Tupac once they go through the money trail. Once they go through the money trail and find out why certain people was given certain positions, that it may be a problem. Because they're gonna look at all that. Anything they can bring up, they're gonna bring it up.
Wow, so you think it's possible that they might pit Pac Diddy?
Yeah.
Gene Deal's prediction is being vindicated in real time. Diddy will get caught when investigators follow the money trail. With federal indictments now mounting and Diddy's empire crumbling, Deal's decades-old warning is proving prophetic.
Puff and Pac was cool at one time. We know this. Mopreme said that they was gonna sign the Bad Boy. So if he's gonna sign to Bad Boy, it was because of Corey and them. I put that picture on the internet. I put the picture on my channel of Corey Jones. Is Corey Jones, Corey Jacobs? I think Corey Jacobs and Pac right next to each other. Those was the real bad boys of Bad Boy. You understand? Those are the ones who got the 16 to life sentences. That Pac was gonna go and be with them first. But then Mopreme said when it became just Big and Puff, because Corey and them went to jail, he changed his direction. But nobody know why Pac and Puff fell out like they did. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody know why. But Puff had an obsession with him for whatever reason it was, because he started wanting to act. He started wanting to rap. He had an obsession so bad that at his Grammy Award winning speech, he used the same speech that Pac used. That's easy. So when I say I'm obsessed with talking about Puff and telling y'all the truth.
But the motive runs deeper than rivalry. It's obsession. Gene Deal reveals that Diddy wanted to become Tupac at any cost. This wasn't just business competition. It was identity theft from someone convinced his target was eliminated.
Everybody knew that Puff took Tupac blueprint and changed Biggs and Bad Boy in image. I Get Around talked about how fly you was, how many girls you mess with, how many cars you drive, how much money you got, what you willing to do. He took his image. Pac was the first one on the scene wearing Versace shirts. He went and got the same Versace shirts Pac had. Which, all right, some dudes would do that. You would never catch me wearing something else, something that somebody else got. He was knocking down all the women that he thought Pac was knocking down. And what I mean is having. Why would you want to have women you know for sure a dude that was once cool with you was dealing with?
The final proof of Diddy's twisted psychology. He systematically copied Tupac's style, music, and even pursued the same women. This wasn't homage. This was a man trying to literally replace someone he believed was gone forever. What if Diddy's entire post-1996 career was built on identity theft from a man he thought he'd eliminated, while that same man watched from exile as his imitator became a billionaire using his blueprint? The convergence of Gene Deal's revelations with Diddy's current legal troubles isn't coincidence. It's the ultimate long game finally reaching checkmate. If Tupac is alive and watching, Diddy's downfall would represent the perfect moment for the greatest comeback in entertainment history. For 27 years, we've mourned a legend who may have been the greatest escape artist in music history. Gene Deal's explosive revelations, combined with witness testimony, family confessions, and forensic inconsistencies, paint a picture of survival that defies official narrative. As Diddy's empire crumbles under federal investigation, the timing couldn't be more explosive for truth to emerge. The evidence suggests Tupac Shakur didn't die in Vegas. He disappeared, waiting for justice to catch his enemies. But here are the critical questions. If Tupac steps out of the shadows tomorrow, could his testimony bring down the last pieces of Diddy's criminal enterprise? And more haunting, has the greatest rapper alive been watching this whole time, collecting evidence while his enemies destroyed themselves? If you like this video, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on any new videos. And until then, fam, keep it real.